Hey everybody. Let me just get myself comfortable. How are you? Welcome to the Truly Myrtle podcast. I'm Libby and I'm beaming out to you from a very, very warm day in New Zealand down here. It's summer, it's beautiful. I'm beaming out onto Facebook and YouTube. We have a really lovely Facebook group called The Hangout. There are literally thousands of people in there, all knitting Truly Myrtle patterns and using Truly Myrtle yarn. So if you are a knitter and you want to join us, come and join us. It's such good fun. Welcome everybody. It's so nice to see you. I can see you there already. Oh, I haven't even got the chat on. Let me turn the chat on. There we go. Now I've got the chat on. You can say hi to me. If you're calling in from Facebook, don't forget, put your name in if you haven't clicked the thing. Beck knows how to do it. She's done that straight away. So that I can see who it is. But, YouTube people, I can see your name like loud and clear, so that's pretty good. It's a bit cooler in Sydney. Well, that's good to hear. It's a bit of a scorcher today. I think it is. I don't know. I've lost track now. I think it's a little bit cooler. I don't really know. There's some terrible fire going on in New Zealand a bit further down, so I've been listening to that on the radio this morning to hear what's happening about that. And I hope everyone down there is okay. Amanda, you're down there. It's another hot day in northern Canterbury. Are you near the fires? How far away are you? Hey, Katie, coming in from Scotland. My mum's just been in Scotland, Katie, and she has found a lovely lady who I'm going to contact who would be a fabulous masterclass guest for us over at Wardrobe Toolbox. So I'm fingers crossed that she'll come and do it. It's sunny in Hastings, Denise. Well, that's good. And Lynn is still in the sunshine at Waihi Beach. You soak that up, Lynn. That sounds good to me. It's a damp East Sussex, UK, says Sally. Oh, well, I don't know, Sally. You know, today I might trade with you some of our nights because it gets quite warm at night down here. So if we could just trade weather. You have my night, I'll have your day. Good morning from northern New South Wales, says Tracy. It's a beautiful day with some clouds. It's nice to remember to get on Facebook. Yeah, it's a good idea. Come and join us over there. It's the Truly Myrtle Knit and Chat Hangout, I think is the official long name. We just call it the Hangout. It's the place to come and hang out and talk about knitting, and it's really nice. If you have any questions about any of the Truly Myrtle patterns that you're knitting, or you just want to show them off, or you just want to talk about them with someone who actually wants to listen, not your family who just rolls their eyes at you and says, oh God, not again, more knitting, this is the place to come. Come and talk to us over there because we want to hear about it. Hey Maureen, you're still in New South Wales. Slightly cooler than Sydney. You're in Borley Point, New South Wales. It's slightly cooler than Sydney and we're right on the beach. Oh, Maureen, enjoy that. Dip your feet in the ocean. That sounds really good. Bernadette says, morning, it's warm and sunny in Wanganui today. Nice. Tasmania, Helen is calling in from Tasmania. Nice to see you. It's a beautiful day over there. Oh, Alexa says she can see the fires from Littleton. Oh, yeah, Littleton. So down near Christchurch, there's a great big fire. It happened about 7 years ago. I didn't at the same place. It's very scary. Everything is really, really dry. I saw people hosing things down yesterday, and I know that I think they said there were like 20 helicopters, some number like that, and I think they're trying to do lots of things to stop the fire growing, although it's grown overnight. It's 4 degrees Celsius here this morning in outer Melbourne. Rebecca, that's freezing. 4 degrees. Oh my gosh. Well, it's that, you know what that is. It's knitting time. It's wool time. Amanda said there are so many fires around. Amanda's down in North Canterbury. The big one is on the Port Hills, about 40 minutes drive from me. It's closer by Crow. Flip. Love the earrings, says Katrina. Oh yes, Katrina. I wore these earrings especially for you. These are Katrina's earrings. She has this fabulous little earring company called Knitty Cat. And Katrina told me yesterday that her earrings, these fabulous earrings and more, so many earrings, she's now got them in Ethan's fabulous shop, which I am going to go and see when I go to Christchurch in April, called Get Flocked. And she's got them in store in Get Flocked. So you people in Christchurch, if you need a break from being worried about fires, go into Get Flocked. Say hi to Ethan. He's always got lovely things to tell you about knitting and yarn, and you can pick up some of these fantastic earrings. They're really fun. They're super light. They're light, they're easy to wear. It's not like big clunkers that drag your head down. So I like these because they're quite summery feeling. I like the wood. I've got wood on the top of mine. You get all sorts of different kinds. And then I love this little blue. So go and have a little look down there. You could probably also buy them online. And Katrina has a shop online. Katrina, you could pop your website in the chat on Facebook. You YouTube people are going to come and have a look at Facebook to find the link. But it's Knitty Cat is the name. So you could search that. It's a very wet day down south, says Terry, but you managed a wet walk. Good on you, Terry. I haven't been walking much lately, Terry. I need to get back out and get to it, but I've just got a bit to juggle in the mornings at the moment, and I haven't been able to do it, but I'll get back to it soon. It's almost to the day, the fires, 7 years ago, says Alexa. Crumbs. It's just bringing back memories for people, isn't it? It's pretty frightening. Hey, Robin, nice to see you. In Napier for the Art Deco Fest. Of course it's happening. I forgot. So my brother got married on the 13th of February in Napier. Oh, well, he just had his wedding anniversary. He lived in Napier at the time. And my little girl was a bridesmaid, and she's 20 now, and she would have been about 4. So what's that, 16 years ago? She was a little flower girl. And so yes, I remember, because after the wedding we all went down and had a little look in the days that followed, because Art Deco was on. Will be another warm, wet day in Brisbane. Oh, to be in New Zealand. Look, it's been quite dry, although on the weekend, on Saturday, I think we got all the rain for the last couple of weeks in half an hour. It just opened like buckets. Our kids were in the pool with their cousins, and it just bucketed. The heavens opened and down came the rain. It was quite bananas. Oh, brilliant. The earrings, I'm going to tell you this, so listen up. Choice, Choice, Chooice, Choice, that's what we say in New Zealand, it's Choice, choice.co.nz, 2 O's, don't forget, /store/kittycat. All right, go and have a look if you want these earrings. I'll do another little plug for someone, but they don't know I'm doing this either. I am a membership of I subscribe to some fibre clubs. Fibre, you can see my stack of fibre because I haven't been doing a lot of spinning just lately. I've been doing more knitting. But I'm a subscriber to some fibre clubs, and one of them is Handmaiden. Her name is Amy Hughes, is the dyer at Handmaiden. This is a New Zealand one. I have an Australian one I get too. But handmaiden.net, and I got I'm going to show you a QR code and then in a minute, and then you'll be able to scan it if you want. Pause the video later and scan it. But I got this in the mail the other day for this month's club, and I have to say I am pretty much in love. It's on Cormo. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely divine? I think it's divine. It's soft, but it's just so puffy. I can't get over how puffy it is. It's like all expansive and beautiful and loose and lovely. I really like it. Came with that fun little smiley face this time. Here is the QR code. I'll hold it up. So if you hold your phone over that, if you push pause, oh God, how can I do it so you can see it? Just set. There we go. If you push pause and hold your phone over that, I think it'll take you to her website. So I subscribe. It's about $30 a month plus postage, I think. And I get one of these, not this every time. It's different bases, different colours. I've showed you some before, I think. And it's lovely. But this one was just, I thought, knockout. Absolutely knockout lovely. It goes all the way from a really, really citrus yellow, greeny colour, all the way through pinks, and I just love it. I absolutely love it. So I don't know how I'll spin it. Don't know when I'll spin it. But it's very, very beautiful. Terry says, you've got some of her beautiful yarn. Oh, I need to buy some of her yarn, I think, Terry. You need inspiration for what to knit. All right, we'll see what we can do. Morning, Libby and everyone. It's overcast and cool in the Hunter Valley, New South Wales. Oh, you lucky people. Yeah, Terry says, we've got the greenest looking lawns. Yeah, because normally the lawns get so yellow. Ours are pretty yellow. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you as well, because I thought it's gorgeous. Yeah, Rebecca, it's absolutely beautiful braid. I enjoy it. I just thought I'd treat myself this year, and it's just so nice to have a little parcel arrive. And it isn't yarn. I'm not feeling the pressure to knit it, but it's there to spin. And I think, well, I haven't really got a big fibre stash. I've got a smallish fibre stash, and I don't mind growing that. And so I'm getting one from Amy every month, and then one from another company called Southern. It's actually, I've got it over here. I'll show it to you. This one arrived as well. This is from Southern Cross Fibre Club. Now this one isn't in a braid. What I normally do, these ones come in a bag. This is like marshmallow soft. This is South African Superfine Merino. Normally what I do is I'll braid it because I love them in a braid. But this one arrives all like this. This is actually pretty beautiful. It's called Iron Man. Look at that. So those two, they kind of arrive similar times. This is from Aussie. So this is Southern Cross Fibre Club. Southern Cross Fibre. And it's a guy that dyes these ones actually. They're really, really stunning. Yeah, Bonnie does some lovely fibre. I bought quite a lot from Bonnie the other day because I know how hard it is to get Bonnies, and sometimes I do little trades and things with her, but I thought, no, I'll just buy some. And so I went and bought 5 braids. Anyway, I thought, I'm growing my stash. I'm growing my fibre stash. Where was it from? Okay, 2. One is the first one I showed you, Handmaiden, and this one is Southern Cross Fibre Club, January 2024, South African Superfine Merino. So Southern Cross Fibre, go and have a look there. So I think that was the January one. So they just arrived in the last 2 weeks, I think, these two, week or two. Yeah, they're really, 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 really pretty, really pretty. And all different bases, you get different bases, and you just don't know what's coming. And I quite like that, because with spinning, it's quite a good opportunity to think, okay, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to make this, into a yarn that I really want to knit? And I really like that. Someone said, Rebecca said, I've been doing some fractal spinning. I love that, fractal spinning. You split it all up. On some of my braids at the moment. I YouTubed how to do it. Good idea, Rebecca. Alexa, you have to be on the ball to get Bonnie's yarn. That's exactly what I thought. And so I saw it pop up, and I was at my computer, and I saw the email come in, and I was like, right, buy, just go for it. Because I know, I was talking to Claire recently, I don't know if she's watching, and she said she had some in her cart and it got cart jacked. And so I thought, oh, sod that, I'm just going to buy a whole lot of stuff. So I bought a whole lot of stuff. It's up there in my pile. And Amanda's reminding me that Dreamfire Yarns do one as well. They do, and I got one from them. And it's up there, and it's really pretty. But unfortunately, Amanda, I've lost the label about what the yarn is. So I need to be reminded about what that yarn was recently. Because I think it had a stitch marker on it, and my daughter said, I want that. And I said, all right. And she pinched it, and I think with that went the label. So I either need to scan her room or remember what exactly it was, so I know what I'm going to be spinning. And they're pretty. I'll show you those. I'll show you that one another day, because I have to reach up. It's over there. So that was fibre. I thought I would show you what was on my needles, because I did last week, and to keep me going, I thought I'd keep showing you what was on my needles, because I've decided to knit. I think I'd cast on, hadn't I, last time? I decided to knit Ginger Bliss. So Ginger Bliss, let me just get this arranged. Ginger Bliss has grown. Look at that. It's actually grown quite a lot. I've got 2 little sleeve, what's one kind of sleeve growing, 1 little sleeve cap. I've got a back. It's actually like this. I've got the back with those funky little couture sleeves. We just learned about those in Wardrobe Toolbox. Well, you've reminded me about something else, actually. Thank you, Amanda. Yes, we just learned about these in Wardrobe Toolbox, and how to sub them in and how to make them and stuff like this. All different ways of doing these sleeves, these shoulders. And then this is going to be this is a fingering sport weight in Truly Myrtle yarn gingerbread cardigan, which I've done it slightly less ease, so it's a little bit more fitted. I'm really happy with the neck. I won't put it on because A, it's quite hot, and B, I think my stitches will come off that one. But I'm really happy with the neck of this one. It's quite a nice little, it's a bit like the one I'm wearing, I think. So it's a nice little scoop. It's going to have a bit of waist shaping in it, and then it will have the bands that we love. and the back, and I'm not sure what buttons. I was lying in bed the other night thinking, I don't know what buttons I'll put on this one, so I have to think about what buttons. But it's grown, and I was thinking about as I was doing it, because I've done it's obviously a set-in sleeve that I've done, and I've done one particular type of set-in top-down short row sleeve. And thanks Amanda, 100% Corriedale. All right, I need to find out. I'll write that down on a label. I've done this short row top-down sleeve, but there are a couple of ways that I do them in my patterns, and I thought, let's have a little look at that, because it's quite an interesting thing to consider. Those of you in Wardrobe Toolbox will know, or I'm reminding you, that we have done some lessons about short row top-down sleeves, so we can pop them in ourselves, so that you might be knitting something, even something knitted flat. You maybe want to knit the body flat, seam it up, and then you might want to pop a top-down sleeve in. Or maybe you're knitting something from the bottom up and then it all kind of finished and you knit a top-down sleeve. Or maybe you've just got a top-down sleeve and you want to swap it out, whatever. You might have been venturing off into making something for yourself, which I think you can do. You actually can do it. Once you get all the skills, if I can do it, you can do it. But anyway, there's different ways to put in our top-down sleeves. And so I thought I would show you, just go over just a little bit, just so you know that there's options for you to do this. And you might want to explore it a little bit more. And if you do want to come and join us in Wardrobe Toolbox, because the doors open in March, we talk about this kind of stuff over there. And there are lessons and things, just stepping you through step by step. I'm not going to step you through step by step today. It takes a bit long. But we have got lessons where I walk you through, do this, pick up here, do this now, so that you can create your own sleeve. So one of the first jumper that I designed was actually this one, Oatmeal, which is still a favourite for lots of people. I need to do another V-neck, I know that. I hear you loud and clear. So I will do that at some point. But Oatmeal was the first one I designed. It's got a quite nice shaping. It's knitted from the bottom up actually, and then you do a 3-needle bind off at the shoulders. We also did reinforcing necklines in Wardrobe Toolbox, so I've still got my example in the back of the neck. See, we reinforced our neckline. And then I 3-needle bind off, and then I put in these top-down short row sleeve, and I used a more of a couture sleeve. I did this, what else would you call it? Like a full finish, fully fashioned sleeve and some. It was really, it was pretty exciting to do it, especially because it was the first time I'd ever planned one. So essentially for this one, I'll tell you about how you do the original ones first, because this is a good example of that. I think this one is a good example of that? Actually, I don't think I brought one that is a good example. Oh, yes, I did this one. Commonly, typically, when you're doing a short row set in sleeve, you start at the bottom and you pick up stitches all the way around the armhole. You get back to the bottom, and then you knit up again till you get to about here. You knit up to here, and then you start a little section at the top, and you start your short rows across the top. So you've already knitted all the way around, and then you knit around. You've already knitted around twice over that, and it gives you just not quite a great, it just gives you a slightly uneven finish on front to back. And I'm pretty sure with Kate, which is this little cardie here, the little fingering cardie, I'm pretty sure I did the regular short row sleeve, and you probably won't notice that there's a difference when you're looking at it, but you just might find it a little more satisfying to knit when you're doing it, and you might just like the fit of it better when you do this different kind of sleeve. But the traditional one, you have a nice little section at the top where you don't do any short rows, so that's your shoulder cap essentially. It works when you have about 20% of your sleeve for that. I think about 18 to 20 is quite nice. Some people say 25, that's quite broad if you ask me. But 18 to 25% of your sleeve circumference at the top, where you really don't work any short rows. And then you do short rows. For those of you who haven't done this before, do try, it's really fun. And then you do short rows back and forth, and you wrap your short rows and you don't pick up the wraps. In my last test that we just did for the New Jersey Alex for Wardrobe Toolbox, quite a few people did German short rows. And those ones you pick up. I've tried those. I keep going back to this because I quite like the little bars, but the world is your oyster when it comes to short rows, so you could do whatever you like, and I really don't mind if my testers do something different. So you can see on both sides that I've got little bars on either side, and that's where we've picked up we haven't picked up our short row, we've just let it lie. And so you do short rows all the way to the bottom of the sleeve cap until you get to those stitches under the arm, and you don't do short rows there. That's where you stop, and that's where you start working in the round, and that creates this nice little, to about here, creates that nice shoulder cap. And in fact, this is what I've just got up to now. It's what I was just doing before. That's where I'm up to now. So that is working all the short rows, and obviously this hasn't been blocked, and it will block out beautifully. But that is what I've done. I've created that little short row shoulder cap. You could stop at that point if you want, and you could just have a little cap sleeve. That would be pretty. You could stop before this point and have just a little tiny cap with a little bit under the arm. You get to do all sorts of options. Or you could keep going and go down the arm. It's really fun. It's really fun watching it happen, and magic. It's like turning the heels on socks. It's like that kind of fun. Anyway, so that's a traditional one, and I like that. I use that a lot. It's pretty easy. Pick it up and roll it around. I'm not sure if it depends on your yarn, I think, whether you're going to notice a particular difference or not with the next method. So the next method I'll show you is this one, which I used in here, and this is Wayfarer. This is that little short sleeve cabled DK. This is DK top, and with this one you actually start your pickup here. So you start it up here, and you pick up across the top of your shoulder, then you pick up down one side, you pick up the stitches under the arms, and then you pick up all the way up the other side, and that is where your short rows, you get back to the beginning, and then you start your short rows. And you do put a marker under the arm, because that technically is your beginning of round when you're finished, but you pick it all up. You don't do this double working of the back or the front, depending on what side you're picking up. So you end up starting here, finishing here, and then you start your short rows. So all of these stitches on that side and that side have only been picked up. They haven't been worked another row. So I did that for this one. And everything does sit slightly more snugly. Are we going to see it? It does fit slightly more snugly against the edge when you do that. It definitely sits more snugly against the edge. And I do like that. I really do like that. Now you can take it one step further, and you can do something called double wrapping, because as you go down you wrap and turn all your stitches all the way down. On this one I also did something called double wrapping. So you pick up quite a lot of stitches at the top. You pick up a large, more than your gauge really. You pick up a bunch of stitches at the top. Down the sleeves you pick up 1 to 2. 1 out of 2 rows, and then at the bottom you pick up 1 to 2, but you come back and you get rid of stitches. You start with more stitches than you need, and then you double wrap your stitches and you get rid of them. It's probably getting confusing now because I'm giving you so many details. My point is, here's another one that I did. This one I also started at the top, I believe, but you see it's actually quite hard to tell. I may not have started that one at the top. I think I might have started that one at the bottom, and worked my way around, and it's got the little bit at the top, but this one's got a cable in it, and so you work that straight, and you just keep working the cable or the pattern across the top of the arm with your sleeve. You can chuck all sorts of fun things down that section because they don't get interrupted by what's happening on the sides, so you can work that all the way down. And then the last one I've got to show you is this. It's quite hot with all these jerseys. The last one I've got to show you is this. I did something a little bit different with Pearl because I picked it up and then I worked another round, and so I did a different sort of look. It sort of sits back out from the garment. I quite like that. I might do that again sometime. And I just did another whole round before I started you on your short rows as I was working down. I was just experimenting really, but you get this kind of interesting look at the top of the sleeve, and I quite liked that. So there's all sorts of things to do. Now, if you want to go and have a little look a little bit more yourself, I've got a couple of resources to show you. Like I said, in Wardrobe Toolbox, we go into this in some detail so that you get this tools so that you can then go to your jumper and you can say, okay, I want to chuck in a short row top down sleeve, or I've altered the I've altered the arm size so that it's a bit longer or a bit shorter, so it fits me better. So now I need to adjust the sleeve. And then you can do that without even looking at your pattern. You can just go, okay, I'm just going to get cracking, and I'm just going to do it. And we set you up so that you can do that yourself. This is one that's quite good. This is one I got many, many years ago. I assume it's still for sale. I got it off Ravelry. Andy Sutherland has designed a bunch of patterns. She was really popular for a while there, well, she probably still is, for doing quite fitted little top-down, the real bombshell, 50s bombshell style cardies, probably about 10 years ago, maybe. And so she did this little a guide to seamless set-in sleeve sweaters. So this sort of walks you through. It's quite good. It walks you through with that little cardigan, and she just tells you what to do where and where to take measurements. I think it's quite a good little guide, actually. And she talks about picking up the sleeves and whatnot. So I've tweaked some of this as I've gone along, and I've read more stuff, but it's quite a good little place to start. So that's Andy Sutherland, A Guide to Seamless Set-in Sleeve Sweaters. So if you want to have a look at that, that is one thing. She will tell you how to do the set-in sleeves where you start picking up from the bottom. So it's sort of your bog standard top-down short row set-in sleeve. But she goes a little bit further because she talks to you about all of the garment and putting it all together. So that one's quite good. The other one I have, which I really love, and you'll see it's dog-eared and stained. And this book I use, look, it's just filthy because I must put coffee all over it and all sorts of things. This book is really good. It's by Elizabeth Doherty, I think. Would you call her Doherty? I'm not sure. Someone might be able to help me with some phonetic spelling. From Quince, she did it with Quince & Co. It's called Top Down Reimagining Set-in Sleeve Design. And this is where I learn about the sleeves that start at the top and the double wrapping. So it's all, she goes through stuff in here where she talks about it all. It's really very, very good book, and she has a bunch of really interesting patterns. Here's a great page where she gives you that sort of anatomy of a sleeve, how to put it all together. And she has some really pretty, look, there's some absolutely gorgeous patterns in here if you're interested in gorgeous patterns. They really are lovely. So I think you would enjoy the book. If you're interested in getting stuck into, I really like that one. If you're interested in getting stuck into, some of the more intricate details of knitting, particularly these set-in sleeves, then I don't know, I think you might quite enjoy those. We do cover all of the information that they have and a little bit more that I've found in other places inside Wardrobe Toolbox. So I've sort of pulled it all together for you and given it to you in a way that I can say, all right, start at A and work to C and then work to E, and this is how you go, leap across. But if you want to go off on your own and have a little look, they are well worth looking at, and they'll walk you through. So this garment that I'm working I started at the top and I've worked all the way around, and then I've started my short rows. So I've done that second style of set-in sleeve, the more like the Wayfarer. Beck said she loves the Wayfarer, more like that, where you start at the top and so you don't double knit around the sleeve. And then for some of the sizes I've double wrapped, and for other sizes I haven't, and it just depends on the numbers that I've worked out. So I've started pulling things together and then creating for each garment that I'm doing what I think is working best. But the other nice thing about this one is it's got these fun little shoulders. So your shoulder is here behind, there's your back piece. I'm really looking forward to blocking this one. I think it's going to bloom beautifully. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So next week I'll show you a bit more. Hopefully I will have had a little bit more work on it. I do have to knit something else as well, so I will be juggling between the two, and my spinning, which I should be doing, will just be tossed to the side for a little bit longer. So yes, sounds like a mathematical nightmare. Well, I'm not very keen on spreadsheets, and that's what I have to do, all spreadsheets. Because I try and do a big range of sizes. There are 15 sizes, and I know I could probably narrow some down and say, look, I tell you what, sizes 1 to 3, you could probably get away with 2, and sizes 3 to 7. You could probably get away with just knitting size 6. But I remember before I was designing and everything, I would always be like in between and not quite fit. And it was just annoying. So I quite like the idea of having lots of sizes where I can, so that you can pick up the pattern and you can say, all right, my gauge might not be right, and I can sort of find a size in here because there's quite a few to choose from. And B, I can find me in there because it's something that's closer to you, and then it gives you just more options in the pattern. And it's not that much more, it's not that much more work for me to try and figure out over all of those sizes than just a few. It is a bit, but the hardest thing is, the most challenging thing is really remembering and looking at bodies and then having an idea of how this knitter that I'm designing for, how her body is changing as they get bigger. So, for the larger sizes. So that's interesting. All right, Robin has reminded me of something else I wanted to tell you with. I'm going to finish with this. And you know that I'm going to Christchurch. I'm going to Rangiora, and I'll be in the Christchurch area in April. And I'll be there. I'm going to tell you some dates. I'll be there. Oh, flippin' heck. Okay. I'll be there from Friday I think it's Friday the 12th. I think that's right. Friday the 12th, Friday the 13th. I can't find a date on this at the second. Doesn't have a date that I can tell you. But I'll be there. It's about the 12th or 13th, right? I'll be there then. There's a brand new yarn retreat coming to town. It's called Knit and Gather. I am so looking forward to it. It's run by some lovely, lovely people. I'm teaching Lisa, who designs a whole bunch of knitting patterns. Lisa F, Wardrobe Toolboxes, you'll know her because she's come on and talked to us there about knitting for children. She's teaching, and there's also someone doing, Melissa Lopez is doing spin art. She's teaching. So there are 3 teachers, and we're teaching on Friday afternoons and Saturday afternoons. Lisa and I are, and Melissa is teaching on Saturday morning. There's a market on Sunday, so you can come along. You can just come to the market. You can come along and come to classes. Oh, thank you, Amanda. It's Friday the 12th till Sunday the 14th of April. It's in Rangiora, which is Christchurch Way. It's not so far for you Australians. You could come over if you want. But you can sign up. Registrations are open. Now the classes are limited, strictly limited to 15 in a class. I'm teaching twice. Lisa's teaching twice. So there's 30 places for our classes available. And if you go to the Knit and Gather Facebook page, you will find out all about it. Knit and Gather. I'm just wondering if they've got a website. Have they got a website here? They've definitely got a Facebook page, and they also have an email, which you can email if you want. And I'm going to read it to you. It's Knit in Gather NC. Okay, knit like knit, N for Nelly, gather, and then N for Nelly, C for, I don't know, Calypso. I don't really remember what they're all for. NC, Knit and Gather NC at gmail.com. You can email them for some more details, but you can sign up now, and you can come along to the classes, come along to the whole event, just come along and hang out, come along for the market. It would be so nice to see you. Vendors, you can also apply for spots in the market as well. I think there are vendor things open, so if you are not already going and you want to go, contact them and find out about how you can do that. It's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So I will see you there. If you're coming, I'll see you there. I'm teaching Friday the 12th. Friday the 12th in the afternoon, and Saturday the 13th in the afternoon. I better tell you what I'm teaching. I'll tell you. I'm teaching something called Wear Your Knits, and it says here yarn, measure, modify. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a peek into what we do at Wardrobe Toolbox, but we're going to get really hands-on. So we'll be figuring out who are we knitting for, what yarn are we going to be using, and how's that going to work for what we're thinking? What do we actually like wearing? We're going to be thinking about how to choose a size. We're going to be thinking about how to merge a couple of sizes together, and we're going to be thinking about how to make modifications. I've got 3 hours to give you all that information. It's going to be a breakneck speed. No, it'll be really, really fun. So if you want to go deep into knitting a garment for you, and you really want to get some skills, you want to figure out who am I? What do I even want to knit? What do I want to wear? I want to wear the things I knit. If you're feeling like that, come along, because I think you'll have a lot of fun in our class. There's always quite a little bit of hilarity when we get the tape measures out. Lisa is also teaching, and she's teaching Finishing Like a Pro. Lisa is a beautiful, beautiful knitter. She has been designing knitting patterns way back into the early 90s. She's designed for big companies here in New Zealand. She now has her own knitting brand and yarn and all sorts of things. Lisa F Designs, you can find her there, and she's doing Finishing Like a Pro. She is a beautiful, beautiful knitter, and I think her classes will be fun. Sometimes when we're at August nights, her class is next to mine, and you can hear them. They're about as loud as my class, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to do both, you can, because you could do one afternoon and one the other afternoon. And then Melissa Lopez is teaching Spin Art with Melissa, and this one, I'll read you what it says. It says, exploring beyond the ordinary, this workshop delves into the not so basic core spinning. Oh flip, maybe I should go to that. Discover the art of fibre preparation and the mechanics behind this unique technique. She provides, the cost is a bit higher than the other classes, but all the materials are there. You just need to bring a wheel. Now if you're coming from far away, you're going to have to borrow a wheel, but that's all. So registrations are open now, but like I said, 15 places, limit of 15 places per class. It's quite, it just gets too many. When there are too many people, you can't get to everyone, and it's really nice to be able to help people with their issues and be able to look over their shoulder and check up what they're doing. And so we've got 15 people per class. So come, you're going to come? Be so much fun. I can't wait to see you. All right, everybody. Well, that was all my news for today, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Don't forget, if you're not on the Truly Myrtle mini mag list, you want to be on it. I've got a pattern coming out in the next couple of weeks, which I know that you'll want. So jump on it at trulymyrtle.com/minimag, all one word, and jump on my email list, and then you'll get my little notes every Friday morning, my time. I'll deliver you a little note into your inbox. I'll show you some new stuff, and you'll get special discounts when patterns come out. So see you there. I'll see you tomorrow morning in your inbox, and otherwise I'll see you same time, same place next week for another podcast. And I will have done more knitting. I definitely will. All right, everybody. Catch you later. Have a lovely week. Bye. See you later.